everybody, welcome to Gardening with the Landscape Connection. My name is Michelle. I live in Northern Illinois, Zone 5. I own a garden center and I'm a home gardener just like you. Today, we're going to talk about hibiscus. We're going to talk about the perennial hibiscus rose mallow, which grows to look like a great big shrub, but it's actually a perennial that you cut back to the ground every year. Now, if you live in zone 5 through 9, good chances are you could probably grow one of these in your area. They will grow where it's hot and dry, and they'll grow where it's hot and humid too. Now, typically these can be considered like a boggy plant that wants a lot of water, but I've grown them in my landscaping, and once they've gotten established, maybe I had to add a little water to them once or twice through the season, but they did really well with just the rain that we got. I have them planted along the edge of my parking lot at my garden center, and when these things are in bloom, they are absolutely fabulous. They come in all different colors. There's red, pink, and all different shades of pink, white, lilac, lavender, just absolutely gorgeous. The flowers can be anywhere from 3 inches up to 10 inches around. Some of them are so gorgeous, and they are just loaded with flowers. The foliage on them, you can get it in green, you can get it in a darker color like this, and some of them have a blend of both, which is really nice as well. Also, a lot of them grow anywhere from 3 to 6 feet high, and they can get anywhere from 3 to 6 feet wide. So they're pretty big plants, and you want to give them enough room to grow and be spectacular in your landscape. You can plant one and have it be a specimen plant and build your whole garden bed around it, or you can add a few of them throughout your landscape, or even do a huge drift that will look cool. Now, the one thing with hibiscus to remember is it is a warm season plant, so it wants to grow when it's hot out. And you might think, oh, my hibiscus died in the spring when it doesn't come up right away. Sometimes these won't start growing until after Memorial Day because the ground really needs to heat up for it to put on its growth. And then it grows like mad, and it grows fast, because think about it, like me in zone 5, my growing season for them is like June through the end of September, and that's it. So it's got to put on a lot of growth and put on a lot of power in that time frame. Now, I typically fertilize mine in the spring, and then I'll give them some supplemental fertilizer, usually the middle of July, just to give them an extra boost to keep going. But I also have had years where I didn't fertilize them at all, and they did just as well. This is one that you're going to cut back to the ground at the end of the season, and a frost will take out all the foliage, so it's pretty easy to clean up. So today, I have 13 different ones in my store, and I thought I'd talk about the ones that I bring in. We do a big sale every July where hibiscus and hydrangeas are on sale. We make a big display out front. Yesterday, I picked up over 100 of the hibiscus, so they won't stick around long. We usually sell out. But I have 4 that are grown from by Walter's Garden. So they're non-proven winner ones, and they're the ones that I really like. So I have 4 of those. And then I have 9 from proven winners, because these are really, really nice cultivars. Now, this is not all-inclusive. There are other cultivars out there. These are the ones that I have. Maybe you'll find one that you love that you can put and plant in your garden as well. I'm going to pre-apologize if I don't catch the camera and a big truck rolls by and it gets loud. I am on the intersection of a busy road, so I'll try to catch that as we go. I do have tags of all of the hibiscus. None of them are blooming yet. It's a little bit early. Even the ones that I have out in my landscape, at my house and on the road, they're all budded up, but they're not blooming yet. But now is the time to get one and put it in your garden. So let's start with the proven winner ones. And we're going to start with the Summerific Evening Rose. Now, all of these are different size ones, and I'm actually going to spend just a second here. I'm going to sort these into sizes. Let's see, from small to big. And let's see. That's a small one, and these are my big ones. Okay, so here we go. And we'll start with Summerific Perfect Storm. I love these. And here's the other thing about hibiscus that I love. They're deer resistant, so the deer aren't eating these as well. So this one here is a naturally compact selection that works well in large containers. It gets large 7 to 8 inch white flowers with a red eye, and they're produced all over this dense, rounded clump forming with a deep black purple maple-like leaf. Oh, doesn't that sound absolutely gorgeous? I love this. Okay, so this one is 36 inches, and I can tell you, for the most part, they say that you can grow them in part shade or full sun, But if you're going to do part shade, you need at least 6 hours of sun. 8 hours is better. I've never really grown them in the shade. I have a tendency to plant these all in full hot blazing sun, and they do really well there for me. So I don't know if you'll have as many flowers in the shade, and I don't know if they'll stretch, like reach into the sun. So you could certainly try one, but I would still make sure that they get at least 6 hours of sun. Now, one of the things it says here is that this plant grows best in full sun and moist, well-drained soil. Well-draining soil is important. These don't do really good in heavy clay. I tried planting one and it croaked. So I did have the ones at my house. I had to amend the bed and build a raised bed with compost and topsoil so that I could grow some of these at my house. And again, they are water loving plants, but I've had good success with these with just normal rainwater as well. Now, if you're in an area that's really super dry, you probably are going to have to supplement your watering on these. It leaves out in early summer, but they grow really quickly. Again, you cut it down all the way to the ground every single year. They pair well with daylilies, daisies, tall garden phlox, penstemon, fountain grass. So lots of things that you can pair them with, but absolutely gorgeous. Zone 4 through 9. That's number 1. All right, let's go on to number 2. This one is also 36 to 42 inches. This one is called the Summerific Edge of Night. So this is got a lot of late season colors, 7 to 8 inch bubblegum pink flowers that have dark pink veining throughout them. They are also on a nice mounding habit. It's a smaller one, and again, isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I just love the flower on that. I wish I had some of these actually in bloom right now so I could show you. And maybe if some are left when they're blooming, I'll send some pictures out, like in some shorts or something. But check that one out. Bubblegum pink, absolutely gorgeous. All right, this next one is 48 inches, so that's 4 feet. So that's getting pretty large. The next grouping I have are all going to be like 48 inches. I think I have 3 of them that are in that 48 inch. They are all going to be the same zone, zone 4 through 9. And this first one that I'm going to show you is called Evening Rose. This one is a must-have statement piece for the garden. This one is absolutely gorgeous. 8-inch flowers on these that are like kind of puckered. And they're, again, another one of those hot pink flowers. Absolutely gorgeous. Another one that we have in the same size is the Berry Awesome. This is the one that I have growing at my house. Again, this one gets that big 7 to 8 inch flower. It has kind of a ruffled edge on it, and it has lavender pink flowers. They are all over. This one is very prolific. I love this one. This is the one I planted at my house. I love it. All right, and then another one, again, this one is also 48 inches. This one is the Summerific Cherry Cocoa Latte. So this is a perfect latte summer perennial, very large, 8 to 9 inch flowers. They're very deep pink, and they've got some veining running through it that's a little bit darker. They've got a notable large eye on them. And again, this makes a nice clump. It's got green foliage on it, whereas the other two kind of have the darker foliage on it. So those 3, love all 3 of those. Okay, the next grouping are going to be between 48 and 54 inches. And I've got 2 in that category. The first one is called Spinderella. So the Spinderella is going to get 48 to 54 inches. They're going to get probably 54 inches, wide. And again, this one is got that nice lighter pink flower, 8-inch flowers. And I'm sorry, it's kind of a whitish pink flower. It's more accented in pink, and the flower itself is white with that deep, deep red eye on there. Just absolutely gorgeous. The flowers on these can be up to 8 inches. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. Again, most of these grow in a nice rounded habit, and this one has a green foliage on it. All right, the other one that's 48 to 54 inches, this one is called Candy Crush. So when I think of Candy Crush, I think of like bubble gum, and this does have a big, huge 8-inch flower on it. It's that bright bubblegum pink, and then it's got almost like a near black, dark red eye on it, and then it's got a nice upright columnar habit to it. So instead of a mound, this one kind of grows kind of up in a vase shape a little bit, and again, it's got green leaves, but this one is absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of a different shape on this one. Okay, the next proven that we're going to talk about are my 2 big ones. These are the last two that I have in the Proven Winner series. And this first one is called Valentine Crush. Now, this is an improvement over, I don't remember what the red one was called, but they kind of improved it, and it's the new introduction this year is the Valentine Crush, and this is the bright red flower. So it's that really bright red. It's not a deep red, but like a bright, think of it like the bright geraniums. That's kind of the color that this is. They are a nice open flat flower. They get about 7 inches across. The leaves have a large dark bronze cast to them. So you've got that bright red against that dark casted bronzy looking leaf. These are absolutely gorgeous. These can get up to 5 feet high and 5 feet wide. So this is a bigger one, but boy, is it fantastic when you have all those red flowers all over it. So I really like this one as well. Another one that's fairly large, 60 to 66 inches, is the Lilac Crush. And this one is kind of like a lavender blue flower. It's about 7 to 8 inches across. It's got a little bit of ruffling on the flower. And then the flowers will appear the most blue under cool conditions. So if you're planting it with other cool colors, they'll lean more towards that blue. And then if you're planting them with warm colors, they'll actually lean the other way more towards that lavender color. So that's kind of cool with this one too. All right, 4 more that we have are the ones that are grown by Walter's Garden. And let me find these 4 here. Let me get my tags. All right. I have 4 of them. One of them is going in my cottage garden that we're going to be planting in a couple weeks. And that one is the Blackberry Merlot. I love this one. This one has a deep velvety red flower. It's very striking in the garden. It's that deep, rich red. And it kind of has green leaves. And it almost has like a little bit of the bronzing or the purple of the leaves in there too. So it's kind of got a mix of both. The other thing is hummingbirds love hibiscus. So if you're looking for a hummingbird attractor, hibiscus might be one for you. They're excellent in mixed perennials, shrub plantings. They're great as a hedge or in the background. But this one I love. This one is going to get 4 to 4.5 feet high. It's going to get anywhere from 40 to 48 inches wide. And this again is zone 4 through 9. So this one is the Blackberry Merlot. All right, another one that we have in this series is called Midnight Marvel. So the Midnight Marvel is another one that I really like. This one has got a nice, big, huge 10-inch flower on it. They're perfect for attracting butterflies and hummingbirds to the garden. They're excellent in mixed perennials or shrub plantings again. And again, this is absolutely gorgeous. This is more of that bright red or a wine red than it is that deep red. These are going to get 5 feet high, maybe 6 feet wide. So this is a pretty big one. And this really wants full sun, 8 or more hours. I don't know that the 2 that I just showed you from Walter's Garden, they don't recommend growing these 4 cultivars in part shade. They're saying full sun on every single one of the tags. So this one, Midnight Marvel, absolutely gorgeous, zone 5 through 8. All right, the next one that we're going to show is called Starry, Starry Night. That's this one right here. This is very, very beautiful. And again, it's kind of got that white flower with the dark pink throat. And then it's got pink veining throughout. A little bit of ruffle on those flowers. These flowers themselves are going to get 7 to 8 inches across. This is a smaller one. It only gets 24 to 36 inches high and only maybe 2 feet wide. So if you're looking for a small one to tuck in, the Starry, Starry Night might be the one that you're looking for. Maybe you don't have room for a great big one. So here's one that you can tuck right in. And the white and the pink of this is really going to shine and stand out in the garden. And this one actually has really dark foliage. So that white and pink up against that dark foliage, bam, they pop. They're absolutely gorgeous. All right, and then the last one I have is called Inner Glow. And as you look at this flower, you can see kind of that hot pink outside edge, and then it gets lighter as you go in, and then it gets dark, dark, dark again. And that's kind of where that glow comes from. Absolutely enormous blooms on this, up to 10 inches. And I just think that this one is absolutely breathtaking. Again, this one's going to get 3 to 4 feet high and 3 to 4 feet wide. So it's one of the medium-sized ones. But I think that the flower on this is so unique and just glows in the garden. So I think this is a great one to add to the garden. So those are my 13 cultivars of hibiscus that you could maybe find and add to your garden. I think every garden should have a hibiscus, but that's just me. I'm very partial to them. I think that they are bold, impactful. They make that great statement piece. They're very easy to grow. There aren't a lot of pests or problems with them. I'd say the biggest thing is the leaves can actually be a little brittle, so you have to be careful if you're maneuvering through your garden that you don't break or snap the stems off. But outside of that, I've had great luck growing them and really no fuss. So for me, it's kind of that hot summer, impactful perennial that you can put in the garden. So I hope this inspired you to maybe go out and get a hibiscus. I'm Michelle. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here, please subscribe below, share our video with your friends, leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.